Welcome to another edition of Who We Are. I'm Marguerite Papa. We are closing in on the end of the semester, and the Loyola students are preparing for finals. Earlier this month, we had our annual Faith Day. This student-run organization, which stands for Flyers Aiding the Hungry, provided meals and toys for hundreds of local families. It was great to see the hard work put in by the faith officers pay off with the smiles they received on this very special day. Loyola senior Peter Van Cherry was recently chosen as a National Merit Semifinalist. This makes him one of the select few in the nation who have received this high academic achievement.
It means a lot to me because it's a great accomplishment to be considered among the top 1% of all students who took the PSAT. And my sister was also a National Merit finalist, so it's kind of a family tradition, I guess. And it's just really exciting to have a lot of scholarship opportunities because of that. It was definitely a goal of mine coming into the test because I studied and prepared for it because I knew about the benefits that you could get from being a National Merit finalist.
Former Loyola basketball star Amber Smith, who is the school's all-time leading scorer, has continued her success at Missouri, where she is the leading scorer on the women's basketball team. She has been recognized as an all-SEC player and is looking to continue her career in pro basketball after this year. We recently spent some time with her before the start of her final year at Missouri. Amber Smith tells us the changes she has encountered since going to Missouri and how she has adapted to them.
The weather, for one. It's freezing cold always, but I didn't talk as much when I got up there. It's kind of how I started my freshman year at Loyola. I didn't really talk, didn't really get out and mingle with people, and then now they say I'm probably more vocal than I ever been. The speed of the game was much faster. Even when I got there in the summer, the 5-on-5 sessions, I'm like, whew, this is like 4 times as fast as high school, AAU, all of it. And I think it would say up to my first game, even in practicing with men practice players, it still just didn't feel like like I was getting acclimated to the game. So I would say my first couple of games at Mizzou is just really when I got into my normal self, and yeah, I felt better.
Smith speaks on how Loyola prepared her academically and physically, and how her playing has improved since Loyola.
I think academically, just the coursework, it prepared me really well. I had my study habits down. It was just like a carryover. It wasn't learning new material to me. It was just much more carryover. And I say basketball-wise, it was just getting used to my normal self. I had been prepared with the players and the coaches I had in the past, and it has just allowed me to branch out even more and become the person that I am and that all of my coaches believed in me to be.
Smith tells us what she has planned for the future and a few of her goals.
I definitely want to get drafted, but if I don't get drafted, I definitely going overseas to play and just continue my career, whether it's 5 to 6 years or even longer, however long God allows me to play. I expect to be drafted. Don't know where, but I expect to be drafted. But overseas is always still the second option, even not the second option, playing in the United States and then going to play overseas the other months that we're not playing.
Amber gives advice to future students and what she would have changed.
Well, you got to start by not taking a day for granted, because once you take that day for granted, you realize you don't get it back. And now looking 4 years forward, I wish that I had embraced everything I did my freshman year. I think you just have to realize that you got to embrace the process in the moment and stay in the moment as much as possible, because you get none of this time back. I was just laughing with Coach Hosky because down in the gym, I don't recognize any of the kids because I was 4 years ago, I've been here. So I think just taking it day by day and taking it all in, because you only get this opportunity once.
The annual Independence Bowl is coming up and will feature Louisiana Tech and Miami. This year's Bowl Chairman is Arthur Carmody, class of 2003. He is a former All-American kicker at Louisville and also does work as a commentator for Loyola's YouTube channel, LCP TV. He says being a Bowl Chairman at such a young age has been a rewarding experience.
Well, as a former college football player, when I moved back to Shreveport, some guys at the foundation said, hey, you play college football, you probably know what you're talking about. And so they asked me to get involved about 10 years ago, and just stayed involved with it. I think the foundation that I had at Loyola, where you learn to serve and volunteer and get involved, I did that with the foundation and started volunteering with the Bowl and all the events and hospitality when the teams would come, et cetera, and just kind of kind of rose up the ranks to be the chairman of this year's game. It's been a lot of fun. Obviously, Shreveport's my hometown. It's where I grew up. I love college football. I love the fact that big-time college football programs come to Shreveport at the end of December to play a football game, and to be involved with that and to support the community and college football as a whole has been very rewarding. We don't just put on a football game. Everybody thinks that we just invite 2 teams to come play in Shreveport in December, but that's not the case. It's a year-round responsibility. We put on a lot of events locally. We put on a tennis tournament, a 5K. We put on a big crawfish boil, and we have all the events during the game week that we help put on and promote. So it's not just a football game. It's the entire city of Shreveport on display.
Speaking of young leaders, we'd also like to congratulate Carrie Cotter Hart, class of 1999, who was selected as one of the 40 under 40 from Northwest Louisiana based on values such as achievement, experience, and innovation, vision, leadership, and community involvement. That's all for now. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of Who We Are. Please keep in touch and see you next time.